Hey guys, Marslingan here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so we are continuing this series looking back at some categories that have not had some buffs in a while and definitely need some sort of major improvement. And I did the Super Saiyan 3 one yesterday as the first video, and I asked you guys both on Twitter and in the comments section to recommend other teams that you wanted to see me cover for this series, and quite a few people said Giant Form, so I thought we would do that as the next video here. Now obviously Tapion just got his Easy A on JP, but he doesn't have it on global. It made him a much better unit overall for sure, and it did increase his leader skill percentage by 10%, but that on its own does not save the category. So if we see here, we have Tapion and Slug are the two main leaders. I actually double checked the Lord Slug earlier, and whilst Tapion has the 150 across the board leader skill, Lord Slug only has 120, so if you have to run him as a sub leader, you obviously are missing out on a lot of stats. And then of course there's the free to play Bardock, so he has a much lower leader skill. He's an okay unit, but of course that's based on the fact that he is free to play. So just like the Super Saiyan 3 category, we only have one LR, which is the Super Baby 2. He is actually very good. I did a level 10 links video on him recently. I still think he's super underrated. On this team, he actually does link up fairly well with Lord Slug. They're not the best link partners, but that's kind of the problem with this Giant Form team. Unless you're linking up literally like the Great 8 Bardock team members, some of these units have very wonky links. Like, not everyone has Transform, only the Saiyan ones have Saiyan Raw. There's a lot of split between Fierce Battle and Shattering the Limit. So there's a lot of, you know, here, there, and everywhere when it comes to the links. But Baby is very, very good. Tapion is a solid unit in and of himself. He's definitely aged. Like, his Easy A brought him right back into the meta, but of course we don't have that available on global yet. The Tora is one of the only good support units, because we talked about this Super Saiyan 3 Goku in the Super Saiyan 3 video yesterday. He only provides attack support, and he can take a serious amount of damage. Like, his defense is just really bad, whereas the Tora, he does provide only attack, but he also provides ki. He recovers HP at the start of the turn based on Giant Form allies, so obviously on a full Giant Form team, I believe he gives 18% healing at the start of the turn, which is not bad. And then in events where it is actually possible to do so, he lowers attack on Super, which is very useful. When we think about the newest additions to this category, like the Demigra got an awakening to become a Giant Form unit, but being that he is very much like a Realm of Gods centric character when it comes to his links, he doesn't link up very well with anyone else on the team. We did get the free to play GT Vegeta. He's okay as well. I think I might include him on the team since he is one of the newest additions. Again, he is just a free-to-play unit, so he's not like crazy powerful, but he is very good. This Kumba is actually really good as well from the Heroes banner. He's really useful for Super Battle Road when you're facing Super type enemies, because he does have the chance to stun all Super type enemies whenever he takes an attack. Obviously it's not necessarily going to go off. He can take multiple attacks and it not happen, but if it does, it can be super useful, especially for things like Super Battle Road. So he's fairly decent. He doesn't link up super well with the non-Saiyan units on this team, and obviously the idea of this series, we're going to be taking every team into the Formidable Saiyans Infinite Dragon Ball History stage, where all the enemies are extreme, so I probably won't bring him. Maybe if we do really badly on the first try, I'll switch up the team a little bit. Great 8 Turles is okay. He's definitely a unit that's showing his age now. I did level 10 links him just to do a showcase of him alongside the AGL one, and of course in that situation with all of his links active, he can look really good, and he does have a decent chance to stun, but again on this particular team build and in this event, that's not necessarily going to be useful. And then obviously the Int Baby, super outdated, and unfortunately shares the same name as the LR. So if you reverse him to being Super Baby 1 so that they can link, he then isn't a Giant Form unit. So he's probably not in consideration at all. And then unfortunately all of the Team Bardock Great 8 units apart from Tora don't really serve any purpose. They definitely need an Easy A. So let's go ahead and jump into the event with a team that I've put together and see how we can get on. Okay, so here we are in the event. I've jumped into the Formidable Saiyans Infinite Dragon Ball History stage. This is the team that I put together. And yeah, we're just going to see how it goes. So we've already got Vegeta and Turles together. They at least have Saiyan Roar and Transform. And then, of course, my Turles is full level 10 links. He's getting Fierce Battle from the Tapion in the final slot. So let's see. If we do this, we should be able to drop the greens down here. Yep, there we go. So let's see what we can do in this setup here. We're only in the first stage, so hopefully, yeah, I was going to say, hopefully Vegeta doesn't get too bodied by Raditz here, because we do at least have type advantage. We got a million attack stat, which isn't too bad. The Vegeta is pretty much only usable on a team where you're using another Giant Ape character, because he gets like half of his attack and defense at the start of the turn, and then the rest when there's a Giant Ape power unit on the rotation. So obviously having the Turles around is a huge benefit here. And then yeah, we have the Baby and Lord Slug. First for Conquest, Metamorphosis, Big Bad Boss is Shattering the Limit. Not the craziest amount of links or anything, but it works out pretty well. We did in fact stun Raditz, so we don't need to worry about the rotation placement. And then let us do... I wanted to get those 4 orbs for Tapion, but I suppose it doesn't really matter too much if Tapion... Oh yeah, no, the rainbow orb's fine. I was going to say it doesn't matter too much if he doesn't super attack, but... So yeah, Baby 3.3 million attack stat linked up with Lord Slug. That's pretty good. My LR Baby has 2 dupes. Obviously he has full level 10 links, but yeah, that's pretty decent. And then Lord Slug... Yeah, not bad. And then Tapion coming in with the under 500,000 attack stat. But he gets a crit, let's go. And we can lower attack against Raditz as well, apparently. So that's not too bad. And then we got Tora here giving us that little bit of support. His healing, we haven't really lost much HP, but his healing means that any little bit of health that we lost, we recovered, because obviously, as I said at the beginning, he gives 18% HP recovery at the start of the turn on this team, which is pretty good. And then, of course, remember, most of the units that we're bringing on this team, their Great Ape transformations are like RNG based. So Tapion and I think Baby, because we didn't bring Metal Cooler, they have HP restriction transformations. Everybody else, it just can randomly happen at a certain point. So that's the other thing that is actually really bad about the Great Ape team, is the fact that you could be up against, like say now for example, we're up against a tech enemy. We could have one of our AGL Great Ape units transform, and then even if we are able to get all the super attacks, because obviously it's, you know, can sometimes be difficult to get supers with the Ape transformations, we're not going to be doing a huge amount of damage because we have type disadvantage. So Baby here, I was just checking their defenses. Baby obviously much higher defense than Lord Slug, and Raditz's attack lowered, so I wasn't too concerned about the type disadvantage there. Baby does of course lower attack as well, and then Lord Slug, this is Rainbow Lord Slug. I haven't really leveled his links, but he's just shy of 1 million attack stat as well. So I mean, you can kind of see where this team really needs the help, because like Baby is really good, but one of his best partners to run him with here is that Slug, and he is not particularly great. So, but yeah, we can't stun already now at this point of the event, and as you can see, we're not hitting like crazy high defense levels here or anything. So we'll do this, grab these, and then we can get the AGL orbs for you. Now, one of the things that you can do in like Super Battle Road, for example, this could be bad. 159k, and we're against the second enemy of the phase. Vegeta might actually die, because we're going to be at what, like 60k HP, and we got type disadvantage here. So ooh, we just about survived. So will we get the Baby transformation on the next turn here? We are able to lower attack. And yeah, we get the Baby transformation. That could be something that can be counterproductive as well, because Tapion and some other characters can lower attack on this team build. But then once you get a transformation and you're transformed for a couple of turns, obviously those status effects that you've put on the enemy then wear out by the time the transformation is over. So that can be slightly disadvantageous as well. But fortunately, Baby, being a Great Ape who is also an LR, they did factor that into his kit, so he gets extra ki per orb you pick up. Just because otherwise it would almost be impossible to get his 18 key super, because obviously with the Great Ape unit we've only got 3 key from the dual leads, so we're only starting off with 6 key each time for his attacks. And yeah, you super attack me, do no damage, would have done 143k. Baby, obviously one of the better Great Ape units, so as you can see we are able to actually do some damage, and thanks to his passive we're not missing too many supers, and we're even getting the full 24 key super attack here with him, so hopefully this should finish him off, the 24 key super. Not too bad damage, I guess, on the 18 key, but yeah, 2.6 million. You think that he's hitting much higher than that untransformed, and that's the big problem with Great Ape units nowadays, thanks to the link level update. Is links have now made units so much more powerful that when you're in the Great Ape form where you're not taking advantage of links, you're often going to find that a unit that you have at, say, level 10 links is going to be hitting way harder untransformed. I was really trying to get these physical orbs to drop down, because yeah, this is a problem that we're going to run into a lot here, is missing the super attacks with Great Ape units. So I was hoping I could drop those physical orbs down, but we did not have a lot of luck here. Now, a long time ago, Great Apes also could not get hidden potential abilities to activate, and so that really was a point in time where that team was just absolute garbage, and then they updated them after, I don't even know how long, quite some time. Is this red going to connect? It's not, is it? It's just going to drop down the AGL and the int one. I wanted to connect all of these, but yeah, look at that. We didn't actually manage to get a natural super attack with Slug the entire time. And that is another big problem here. We were hoping that with the easy A for Tapion, even if they didn't increase his leader skill, because they increased it from 150 to 160, I wouldn't have minded if they kept it at 150 if they changed it to 4 key instead of 3. Because then when you're in the Great Ape state, you would at least be starting with 8 key instead of 6. But anyway, there we go. So we're back in the fight here. So I think we need to prioritize some same type orbs, and then we definitely need to grab a heal here. So we'll go ahead and heal. Obviously, you can chain the HP transformation. So I did start to say this, I think, before Baby transformed. But when it comes to Super Battle Road, one of the strategies that you can do, and this helps with like the no items run and stuff like that, is once you drop below 50% HP and Tapion or Metal Cooler transform, because they're both optimal units to use for Super Battle Road, what with the lowering attack and all that, you can kind of make it so that as long as you finish off the enemies with the Great Ape transformation and you're still below 50% HP, you go into the next fight and then you transform again immediately. So then once you're untransformed, especially Tapion, when he drops below 50% HP, he transforms. And then once the transformation is over and he's still below 50% HP, he has a massive defense boost. So this is really awkward because we can't get a super attack for you unless we do this. And even then, actually, are these going to connect for Turles? I'm not sure if they will. No, great. Alright, well, I think, even though we're quite early on in the event, we do have the Android 8 effect active, but I think this is probably a Whis turn right here. Because I feel like Vegeta probably is going to take a fair bit of damage. We'll see how much damage he takes through the Whis and the Android 8. Both these items active, we would expect him to not take any damage from normal attacks. But then we get supered. So yeah, see, still almost 100k, and we have a Whis and an Icarus active. You would think, on any of the top tier teams, like the big categories that you think of being the best in the game, I guess apart from like the support units who maybe not as good defensively, you would not be expecting to take 100k damage from a super when you have a Whis and an Android 8 active. So yeah, pretty crazy. Grab these for you so we can get the 18k super. Hopefully Baby will finish them off here. And then we can do this and grab these for Tapion. Ooh, we're just shy of the Dokkan attack. I didn't realise we were that close, but good that we avoided it, because then we can go into the next fight. Although we're gonna have the Turles and Vegeta rotation, so not really our ideal powerhouse Dokkan attack turn. I was kind of hoping maybe we would get a transformation here, but alright. So I think we probably want to get the Probably want to get the Dokkan attack with Turles, just because he will be the harder hitting of the two. And then grab these for you. And then Tora can grab this. Let's see how we get on here. Yeah, Turles taking 50k. Oof. Maybe I did have to have an item active. We might die. I mean, the thing is, if we die, it's not the end of the world, because that's kind of the point of these category review things, and why I'm jumping into this stage, which is quite difficult, is there will be certain teams, and this one could very well be one of them, that will not be able to beat this event. So obviously, Infinite Dragon Ball History, you can only bring 2 different items. Maybe I should have used the Whis for this turn, but like, you've got to remember that we've used one already, and we're still multiple phases away from the end. So yeah, considering that Dokkan attack did not do a huge amount of damage here. 39k, that's actually not too bad. And then hopefully Tora doesn't get absolutely destroyed. Turles hasn't super attacked yet though, and we can't lower attack at this point in the event, so 72, yeah, I was going to say, if he supers, then we probably die. 246k, and he's stunned, just for the added insult to injury. Alright, well, we did see a pretty good example of what everyone on the team could do. We didn't get a huge amount of transformations. We got the baby one based on the HP restriction, and we got the random Lord Slug one at the start of the Vegeta event. But we definitely saw in this showcase some of the problems you can run into. So I think if they released a Dokkan Fest unit, now obviously we have the leaks that the Golden Week stuff might be GT related. If they brought out a baby that could transform into the Super Baby 2 Great Ape potentially, what we really need is a Great Ape Dokkan Fest exclusive leader who has a 170 leader skill and then 4 key. Because remember, it's not impossible. We have like Bardock, for example. I think they did that on purpose to factor in the fact that a lot of low-class warriors are the Great Ape characters. So we really need a leader for this team that gives 4 key with their leader skill to help out the Great Apes. And yeah, they need to start giving newer Great Ape units, or when they easy A them, they need to start adding effects into their transformed state. Because they didn't do that with Tapion. Hirudegarn doesn't have any special effects once he transforms. And they really need to start giving these characters when they're in their Ape or Hirudegarn or, you know, just giant form state, either bonus key or put things into their passive like a percentage chance to crit, greatly raises attack on super, that kind of thing. And then hopefully that will mitigate the issue like we saw here with Baby, that we're actually doing more damage when we're not transformed. So the transformation just kind of becomes like a stall so that you're doing free damage for a couple of turns without you taking damage. But in some circumstances, if you hadn't transformed, you would just be doing more damage and finishing the stage faster anyway. So let me know what you guys think of the Giant Form team. What do you think it needs the most? I think I covered some pretty good examples there, but let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Master Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.